With us now, Peter Navarro, White House senior advisor on trade and manufacturing, back with us here on the Hill. Thanks for being with us.
Good to be with you.
That's part of the picture there. Obviously, when you talk about the economy and jobs, it's big, it's complicated. But the first question, Peter, why are we seeing job losses? It's happened 3 out of the last 6 months.
Well, certainly with the government, that's by design. We're trying to make government lean. If you go back to the Clinton-Gore years, that's exactly what they did when they got in. It's not a partisan thing. It's government gets too big because I'm looking at the Capitol right there through your beautiful window here. It's like they spend too much money and things get out of control. So a lot of that unemployment, lost jobs was government workers taking the buyouts and going to the sidelines.
But which I showed in October.
Yeah.
But then there was also June, there's also August, ADP, the private numbers have been -4 out of the last 6 months. You know this. And so I'm trying to get a sense, set government aside, why is this happening?
Well, let's look at the overall composition of the labor force when President Trump took office. We were basically running an employment factory for illegal aliens. Literally every job we were creating was going to illegal aliens. Now, they're leaving in record numbers. They're not moving fast enough because they're still holding jobs of citizens here, but that's going to be a healthy trend. To the extent that we're moving jobs out of government into the private sector, that's also a very healthy trend because private sector jobs are much more productive and they add to the growth of the economy. So, I mean, if you look at today's report, I think it was a good report in the sense that we were above estimates. We are used to months and years of creating a couple 100,000 jobs a month, right?
Yeah.
But that
64 is a lot lower.
No, but you have to adjust your thinking on that because we were bringing in 20 million new people into the workforce through illegal aliens. So that became the norm. In order to be steady state, in order to hold the unemployment rate at a reasonable level, we don't have to have that kind of growth. It's more like what we had today in the 60 or 70 or 80,000s.
So how do you explain manufacturing then? Because when you and I spoke at the Hill Nation Summit earlier this summer, you said, you know, it's going to take time. And I'm looking at manufacturing, 67,000 lost manufacturing jobs.
This one troubles me because I'm the senior counsel for trade and manufacturing.
Right.
But here's the good news. The problem is that in order to create factories, which is not what the Biden administration does, it first takes investment. And then the investment takes construction. And that's like a 3-year gestation period. So what we see as trillions of dollars are coming into our economy now in new investment, what we see is there's going to be a boom first in construction, and then over time, as the factories are actually, you can turn the things on, we're going to see manufacturing finally revive. But you have to understand, Blake, that our manufacturing sector has been under sustained attack for 20 years, not just by China, but by much of the rest of the world. And we've lost not just the factories that make this stuff, but all the supply chains and all the things that go around it. We're in the process of building it, but it's like the old aircraft carrier analogy. It takes time to turn that ship around. So what you're going to see still for some months before manufacturing takes off. But look, the big, beautiful bill, people have not learned to appreciate just how big and beautiful that is with respect to job creation. Because the best thing in that is the fact that you get 100% depreciation on new factories built.
How long can you wait, though? Right? Because we've been seeing this for months, and I hear you talking about.
So let's talk about the problem that I've been talking about for a couple of years now. The Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve is the biggest thing holding us down and has been for several years now by holding interest rates way above where they should. I mean, after all, you saw what the report said today, and it's like you could see that things were going down a little bit, and so, but the Fed wasn't acting. So what we need to do is get Fed policy aligned with the growth agenda, and it's not. They're still 100, 150 basis points away Blake, from where they should be. And that's keeping everybody from selling their homes. It's called the lock-in effect, and that's suppressing construction, that's suppressing supply in housing construction. I mean, but the good news is the Trump administration has put everything in place like we're a coiled spring that's going to go really fast. Now, we know that people are in pain, okay, which is the inflation part of that thing. And I'm the last person who's going to tell somebody who's in pain that they're not in pain. That's not what this is about. But we have to understand how we got there, first of all. And that was the Democrat policies. We have to understand that it takes time to get inflation down and more robust growth up, and that we are doing everything possible. And so being here talking with you, explaining what we're doing, why the president's going to be talking tomorrow night, is the American people are fair people, and they're sophisticated and understanding. And what we have to do is message to them exactly what we're doing, and we're in this together regardless of political party.
Let me leave you with this. Susie Wiles, the chief of staff today, there was a big write-up in Vanity Fair, and we'll be talking about it throughout the show. One of the things that she mentioned was about tariffs, Peter, and she said, it's been more I'm quoting here, it's been more painful than I expected. Given that inflation's gone up since liberation.
But hang on there, because Susie Wiles has rejected virtually everything about...
I mean, it's her quote, though.
No, it's not her quote. It's the quote that Vanity Fair put in there. That thing, it's Vanity Hit. It's not Vanity Fair, okay? That thing, I mean, I thought...
she's in quotes in the article.
They say that she said that. That doesn't mean she said that, Blake. I'm telling you, you look at that article, I thought the media was unfair to Donald Trump in the first term. I think it's even worse this time around. I have never seen a two-part article or even a one-part article that is so just a drumbeat of fear over fact as that Vanity Fair piece. That is a hit piece. And I know you guys are going to love talking about it. It's like, but there's other things going on in the world that really should be talking about. That's a hit piece. And there's nothing in it that has any credibility, full stop.
All right.
Nothing.
We got to leave it there. Peter Navarro, trade advisor, manufacturing advisor. Nice
Good to see you always,
Blake.
Blake.
Appreciate it.